If you harvest mushrooms at the right moment, you get better flavor, longer shelf life, more flushes from the same block. Miss it, and you lose yield fast. Today, I'm breaking down the harvesting stage. Quick, simple, and step by step, so you know when to pick, how to pick, and what happens if you don't. First, the big picture. Mushrooms move from pins to mature caps in a tiny window, sometimes 12 to 48 hours. That's your harvest zone. Once they start to spore out, quality drops quickly. How do you know it's time? Look for maturity indicators. Species matter, but here are fast checks. For oyster mushrooms, harvest when the caps are broad, but the edges still curl under slightly. If the edges are flat or flipping up and you see a fine white dust, those are spores. You're late. For button mushrooms, check the veil under the cap. If the veil is just about to tear, that's prime for buttons and cremini. Cremini, slightly larger, same veil cue. Portobello, fully open with exposed gills, becomes portobello territory. More flavor, shorter shelf life. For shiitake, caps about 70 to 80% open, with a slight dome, not fully flat. The surface should be firm and slightly springy. For lion's mane, look for dense white clusters with spines around 1/4 to 1/2 inch. If it turns shaggy or yellows, it's over-mature. For enoki and similar, small caps, tight clusters, still firm. General signs, caps still plump, not drooping. Edges not flipping up. Minimal spore dust on the surface or substrate. Firm texture when you lightly squeeze. No mush. Morning harvest gives you cooler, crisper mushrooms and buys you shelf life. What if you harvest too late? Spore dump. Messy, bitter notes, and your room gets dusty. Chewier texture, faster wilting, shorter fridge life. The block wastes energy on spores instead of making the next flush. Too early? Smaller yield per flush, less flavor, more water. You might weaken the block and reduce total harvests. Now, handling. This is where people lose quality. Clean hands and a clean knife or shears. Alcohol wipe if you can. Support the cluster with one hand. Twist and lift or cut at the base with the other. Don't squeeze the caps. Harvest the whole cluster at once for oysters and lion's mane. For shiitake, cut cleanly at the stem. Trim off the substrate stained base right away. Don't wash. Brush gently or wipe with a dry towel. Water speeds spoilage. Pack in a single layer or very loose stack. Mushrooms bruise easily and suffocate in sealed plastic. Use a breathable container or poke a few holes. Chill fast. 34 to 38 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 to 3 Celsius. Colder than that risks freezing damage. Warmer shortens shelf life. Label with date and flush. First flush often keeps longer than later ones. Quick checklist you can screenshot. 1. Check caps, edges slightly in, not flipping up. 1. Check veil or spines depending on species. 1. Harvest in the morning. 1. Twist or cut, no squeezing. 1. Trim, don't wash, pack breathable. 1. Chill immediately, label and rotate. If you nail timing and handling, you'll taste the difference. Your blocks will repay you with stronger second and third flushes. Save this for your next pin set. When your caps look ready, don't wait. Harvest. Let me know what you're growing next.